know something is coming down the line, that you have to leave or plan something accordingly, like what the disciples and those who followed the disciples did. You don't just believe and do nothing. Where's your works? Faith without works is dead. You know what's coming down the pipeline. You see the destruction is here. And your pastors, you're supposed to be connected with God with no answers, with no planning at all. Tell you the truth, I wish something can happen where it's like a public announcement. All churches should shut down. If they're going to do it on Sunday, do it on Sunday. Shut down and go into one place and say, listen, a war is coming. The same war that happened to God's people in 70 AD is upon us. What would Christ have us do as leaders in preparation for what's to come? Because this destruction that's upon us will be here before Christ returns. He's not going to save us out of this if we don't prepare. Because according to the chronology of prophecy, Christ comes after they engage us. He comes after the engagement. What as a church, what exactly do we have in place for such a time? See? Tell the keyboard player, back up off the keyboard, get off the drums, the choir, you can sit down real quick. Let's all talk as children of the Most High. And Christians, or those who believe in Christ. What exactly do we have in place when the wall is built and the armies begin to engage our communities? Huh? Where are you, other lawyer?
Verse 14, or verse
Jeremiah
15.
3 and 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
Read that again.
15. Jeremiah 3 and 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. And it shall come to pass, when ye be multiplied and increased in the land, in those days, saith the Lord, they shall say no more, the ark of the covenant of the Lord, neither shall it come to mind. Neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done any more. At that time they shall call Jerusalem the throne of the Lord, and all the nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of the Lord, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk any more after the imagination of their evil heart.
And at that point, we as a people will not walk after the imaginations or the thoughts of our own mind. That's what's wrong with us. We're under the occult mindset of do as thou wilt. And God, and somehow this God will accept us anyway. A delusion. 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. Rounding it out here.
1 Corinthians 13, verse 11.
Read.
When I was a child, I spake as a child.
So now the Most High is showing us, according to the Bible, he's given us a mindset to do what? Grow up. Grow up. When I was a child, I thought as a child. Read.
I understood as a child.
I understood as a child.
I thought as a child.
I thought as a child.
But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
But when I became a man, I put away childish things. It's time for us to grow up. Brothers and sisters, what's about to happen, keep in mind, brothers and sisters, we're not going to be able to ignore it or think it away. What's coming is coming. And you will not be able to ignore it away. It's coming. The prophecies according to the Most High. The nations will engage us in these cities. It's coming. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So in particular, the Most High is speaking to these young men. It's time to grow up for these young men. And take your position as leaders according to the word. Let's get Hebrews 5 and 12.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 5, verse 12.
Come on.
For when the time ye ought to be teachers,
For in the time when you ought to be teachers,